Good morning people, hello and welcome to another vlog episode. I'm in the basement in our enclosed parking. So that's the staircase that gives you access to the hotel, and there's also the elevator that brings you right here. So that's very convenient. Gonna clean up the Activa a little bit and start preparing to head out for the ride. So today we are doing a 150-kilometer road trip all the way to Pushkar, another city in Rajasthan. And while I was preparing the Activa, I saw this person has hung their helmet and they had the strap stuck in the seat, which is a pretty cool idea because the seat doesn't open until you have the key. If you just hang it on the side view mirror, not only you could damage the side view mirror, but that's like an unsecure way of just leaving your expensive helmet behind. Maybe I'll try this technique at some point. Anyway, while I clean up the Activa and gear up, check out what I had for dinner last night, and I'll see you on the road.
Flashback.
So recording this clip a day prior, so in the afternoon I had some light snacks at the LMB, so now I'm a little bit hungry. Went downstairs and spoke to the owner. There are two dishes that are very popular in the Rajasthan area. One is dal bati churma and the other is lal mas. So the first one is vegetarian, the second one is non-veg. He mentioned both of them have a lot of options by the railway station, which is just 10 minutes from here. So I'm going to grab the scooty and then go on a quest to find some good food. Not going to be motor vlogging, it's night time, but if I find a good restaurant and if the food tastes nice, I'll tell you about it. That was a really tasty and filling meal at Mohammadi Palace. So if you are interested in any sort of non-vegetarian meal, you could potentially check this place out. Now I'm gonna go back and brainstorm what could be the next mission. We finally got on the highway, and these highways have very ingenious design. So this lane and that lane, there is an elevation gap, and these poles that you see, they are meant to block the light reflections. So if you see the height of the truck, I can see there is a truck, but I would never see the direct headlight in my face, which is really cool. And before I left, I asked the hotel owner, we were just chatting actually, and I mentioned like yesterday there was a lot of traffic, especially when I was visiting Lakshmi Mishran Bhandar and the places in that area. Was it because of Hawa Mahal? So they mentioned two things. One, it was the end of Navratri fasting period because of Ram Navami, and there were some temples along the way, so it could be that. And then there was also political rallies going on because it's election season. So I showed you a glimpse of one of the political parties taking out a rally when I just entered Jaipur. a few vlogs ago. So yesterday was something similar in the senior leadership. So for BJP, one of the political parties, Amit Shah was in town. So there were a lot of road closures and stuff, and hence the traffic. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, now that we're on the highway, finally we just keep going straight until we hit Pushkar and Ajmer, our destination for today. So these are two towns very close to each other. So Ajmer is just like 40 kilometers away from Pushkar. And typically if you take a tour in that direction, the tour guys would do both Ajmer Pushkar same day trip and bring you back here, like a full day trip. I'm just going to focus on Pushkar for now, and then depending on whatever time we have left, I'm going to see whether I want to see Ajmer or not, because I've been to Ajmer before. There's a very big mosque there and so on, so we'll see how time permits. But so far, really enjoying this highway. There are patches of this where the flyovers are still being built, so there are some diversions. I think there's one coming up ahead as well. But other than that, it's a very nice highway, really liking it. So there are some patches of the highway where the flyovers are near completion, but they haven't opened up yet. Once this open, you basically stay on the highway all the way through. That would be so cool. It's a 3-lane for one side, so it's a pretty good big highway. That's a new license plate I'm seeing for the first time, KL, maybe it's from Kerala. Typically in India, our license plates are first two alphabets are for the state, then next numbers basically are the city within that state, last 4 digits are your identifier. I don't know what's with the alphabet in the middle, but that's just like a series. And then if you apply for a VIP number where the last 4 digits are of your choosing, then and depending on how many people are bidding for that, you basically bid for it, and then the prices go up. So numbers like 0001 to 0007 or something like that go for like a very big price tag. So you have to bid for those. I never see the point. These are like vanity stuff, but some people really like it. So I'd rather invest in things like PPF and some things that help the vehicle last longer. But different people have different passions. So. Looks like I'm stuck behind a bunch of trucks. There used to be a time where we hired these kind of trucks to move within the country, hired a bunch of packers and movers, and they're pretty quick. Their entire team packs up your entire house in like 1.5 days. Throughout the day they keep packing, and then depending on how much stuff you have, you can rent the size of the truck. This highway at least has a bunch of eateries around and some sort of a mini mosque. But that wasn't a mosque, that was a burial site, I guess. Yeah, but this is still NH8, which is interesting because the previous patch of NH8 where I was on, where I showed you, there was like barely anything to eat. So, good thing for me, I covered a whole lot of distance. Bad thing for me, I barely stopped for eating. I mean, I did take my own breaks to refresh, but not to eat much. Some temple, looks cool. Here there's like shops lined up all the way along the highway, and it's like somewhat tempting to stop and grab a thing to buy it, but I'll get it directly in Pushkar, maybe have some brunch or something. That place should have a whole lot of options. Look at how in India we have high tension wires overhead, and then even in the cities when the transformer drops down the voltage, we still have these kind of high tension wires hanging around. Depending on which country you're watching my vlogs from, can you comment down below and let me know if you have some overhead high tension wires in your country as well, or is it all underground wiring? In some of the places where I lived before, for example Finland or even other parts of Europe, I have never seen something like this, but in India this is very common. And in town sometimes the wires are not managed properly and they are all like mangled up, and once the transformer blows off or you have an electrical fault, then it's a nightmare to figure out which wire caused what issue. Somehow the engineers always find it, but if I were to go there I'd probably have a headache when I see that mess of wires. So just sort of asking. So comment down your country and let me know if you have these kind of overhead wires in your country as well, or it's underground wiring. So stop to refuel for a little bit. I think I've done 100 kilometers, 50 more kilometers to go, which is going to take another hour. So by 11:30 I should be in the Pushkar city. There's not very many petrol pumps here, so since they're spread out, decided to stop by. And after every 100 kilometers I tried to take a break, stretch my legs and cool down the engine as well before I continue further. So it's getting hot, but yeah, the views aren't very great on the highway, but anyways, the highway is smooth, so we're just going to keep going. So I was along the way to Pushkar. I think I'm 30 odd kilometers away from it, but I took a short detour. Along the way you would have seen sites of the industrial area for granite and marble industries, and the reason why I took this detour is to see something like this. This looks like snow, but this is actually marble slurry that has deposited over here over a long period of time, and now this is like quite white and clean. So then it's also used for filming sites for movies and songs, etc. So this is along the way, and I wanted to see this now because on the way back, I don't know, maybe the sun sets or I might get here too late, so I didn't want to miss this. So I see there are people over there. There are some signs and boats and stuff, so let's try to get close, take a few pictures, and then we'll be on our way to Pushkar. Oh, and by the way, this area is known as the Kishangarh, and this place is known as the Snow World, I think. So if you look up Kishangarh Snow Place or Kishangarh Dumping Yard, you're gonna find this easily. This is the only site that they bring you here. Once you enter the premises, there is board signs that says dumping yard, because this literally is a dumping yard. This was never meant to be a touristic place. So as you can see, this is all like marble slurry that has now solidified and has become a place of attraction. Ooh, there's even a helipad over there. Maybe, yeah, for shooting and stuff, so stars would come here in a helipad. So I'm trying to find out a way. I think you can go that way, go down over there, that's where the people are. Oh yeah, so the name of this place was Snow Yard, not Snow World. And as you can see, it's like a marble quarry that has now turned into a touristic place, although still not very many tourists, I suppose, few people, and again, no foreigners in this place. So if you're part of my audience, this one's for you. They also started doing horse rides here. I see 2 horses. I think that's the shed for the horses, and this is again not much of a ride. They're gonna walk you around with the horses, so that's another possibility. Some kids are really excited for that, so that's that. And we're gonna go that way. But it's like literally walking on snow, except it's like boiling out here, so it's no snow. And you're definitely gonna need sunglasses because the reflection of this surface is like same problem as the snow. It's blinding, so just regular glasses won't cut it. miles and miles of white sand kind of desert, and then one barren tree in the middle, and that's about it. So guys, that's pretty much what's there to see in the snow yard or soil dumping yard. So I don't know, this tree looks very familiar. Might have seen it in some song or something like that, but yeah, so it's a good stopover point. You can stretch your legs, spend like 15-20 minutes or slightly longer, maybe half an hour, walk around a bit, take in the views, take as many selfies as you need, and then be on your way. So next stop will be Pushkar.